I read a stat that said 91% of antiperspirants, 95% of shaving products, 83% of moisturizers, and 63% of sunscreens contain fragrance. And 96% of shampoos, 98% of conditioners, 97% of hair styling products contain fragrance as well. Why are they putting fragrance in everything? Would the products not sell if there weren't fragrance in there?
Yeah, I think there's many reasons that they put fragrances in. So first of all, we are sensory beings and people respond to fragrances. Fragrances changes your mood, it uplifts your mood, it helps you feel more confident. Fragrances affect us on a very primal level. And the earlier and earlier that you can get hooked on fragrances, the better for these manufacturers, right? So that's why they're putting fragrances in even children's products and scented everything. If you notice, I've got kids. We go out and look for slime. I said, let's look for unscented slime. It's nearly impossible to find it. You'd have to make your own slime at home. So that's what we've started doing. And the kids love it because they get to, be like little chemists or whatever. But you cannot find even they have markers, pens, crayons. They've got scented stickers. I mean, scented everything. Scent is everywhere now. The fragrance industry has absolutely exploded in the last 10 or 15 years. And fragrances are the most pervasive source, one of the most pervasive sources of toxins in our homes, in our daily lives. It's almost like the new secondhand smoke. That's how prevalent it is. Because the chemicals, once you spray them, right, the reason you smell them is because they have volatilized, means that they have become gases and they reach your nose, you smell them. What that also means is that they are in the air. Studies have shown that these fragrance chemicals, phthalates, carcinogens, allergens, they bind to the dust in your home. So it's not like I smell this fragrance, I sprayed it 3 hours ago and I'm totally fine. Well, it's still in the air. It's always going to be in the air unless you physically remove the dust. So if you're not regularly dusting, mopping, sweeping, and vacuuming, you're becoming re-exposed. And this is absolutely the worst for a child, a baby who is crawling on the floor. Their faces and noses and airways are close to the ground, so they're inhaling the dust that have settled on the floor. I don't know many people that are sweeping and dusting every single day, but if you have a child, then I really want you to listen to this, because the child is putting stuff in their mouth, so they're ingesting these dust particles. They're ingesting the chemicals that are attached to the dust particles. They're inhaling them, and they can't detox them. They can't detoxify them from their bodies. And so then what happens? They grow up, they start having allergies, they start having cognitive delays, they start having behavioral issues, they start storing more fat, they can't lose weight, they have low energy, depression, and a host of conditions that we think are common, but doesn't mean they're normal and they're avoidable. That's the part that is so important, is that these conditions are avoidable.
I was just reading about allergies as you were speaking, and I've got some stats here. Food allergies, the prevalence of food allergies in children have increased by 50% since the 1990s in the United States. In terms of seasonal allergies, in 2021, approximately 81 million Americans were diagnosed with allergic rhinitis, also known as hay fever or seasonal allergies. By 2018, nearly 42 million Americans, or 13% of the population, had been diagnosed with asthma in their lifetime. And I mean, why is this happening? I mean, there's like BBC articles here that show there's been huge increases in allergic reactions as well. The EpiPen business is on the rise. Why are allergies getting worse, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think it's this pervasiveness of the overuse of fragrances, scented products, and the lack of awareness about the harm that they cause. There's studies showing that there are people who, as soon as you light a candle, then people start having migraines. They can't think straight anymore. They become dizzy. But not only that, like you said, increased asthma incidents. And once you get asthma, it doesn't go away. You have reactive airways. So then you're triggered again whenever you encounter these chemicals.